How many times have you heard Bernie Sanders is not electable? I've heard, I don't know, dozens, hundreds of times on television. You can't go on the internet and go on, even on so called progressive sites, and let alone Daily Beast. Every day there's two articles. Not electable, not electable. Our friend Hillary Clinton, who we all love and adore in Washington, D.C. and New York, that she is electable. She's the only one who's electable. Okay, well, let's break that down and see if that's true. Now, I've shown you many, many polls on that, but we got a new one from Quinnipiac. So let's take a look at it and see if that's true or not. Oh, look at this number. You see that? Hillary Clinton is actually beating Donald Trump. These are head-to-head matchups if there's a general election, okay? Now, that is the issue of electability. So she's winning 44 to 43 against Donald Trump. That is not much of a lead. That's 1 point. That's within the margin of error. That's basically a tie. But okay, she's got a lead. Great. So I'm sure Bernie Sanders is not doing as well against Donald Trump because Hillary Clinton's more electable. Wrong! 48% for Bernie Sanders, 42% for Donald Trump. Bernie Sanders has a 6-point lead on Donald Trump, not within the margin of error, doing 5 points better than Hillary Clinton. I thought she was more electable. That's weird. This seems to say less electable. Wait a minute, let's be fair. Let's go to head-to-head matchups against the other candidates. That was probably a fluke. So how about versus Jeb Bush? My God, Hillary Clinton is losing to Jeb Bush. 44 to 43. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break, okay? Now, okay, but it's only 1 point also within the margin of error. Let's call it a tie. So I'm sure Bernie Sanders is losing worse to Jeb Bush, right? And you see where this is going. Wrong. He is crushing Jeb Bush. Bernie Sanders beats Jeb Bush by 10 points. One of them is losing to Jeb Bush. The other one annihilates Jeb Bush. That's an 11-point difference. Tell me again who's more electable. Couldn't hear you. Hold. Let's go to the other guys. Now, it could be Ted Cruz. It really could. So how's Hillary Clinton doing there? Oops. Losing to Ted Cruz. Look, Hillary Clinton still has an excellent chance of being the Democratic nominee. I see that number, and I got a little panic in my heart. I'm being honest. She could lose to Ted Cruz. She's losing to him right now. No Democrat should ever be losing to Ted Cruz under any circumstances. She's losing. How about Bernie Sanders? Is he doing better? 49 to 39. He eviscerates Ted Cruz. He beats him with a stick. He beats him by 10 points. So if you're worried about electability, Hillary Clinton is losing to Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush. Bernie Sanders is beating both of them by 10 points. Not even a contest, a landslide. Who's more electable? Wait, how about Marco Rubio? He's the establishment guy. It could be him, man. Man, that's okay. So let's buckle up here. Okay, Marco Rubio beats Hillary Clinton by 7 points. 7 points is huge. Not anywhere near within the margin of error. Marco Rubio definitely beating Hillary Clinton at this point. How about Bernie Sanders versus Marco Rubio? Flip it. Bernie Sanders is beating Marco Rubio by 6 points. Tell me again about that thing about electability. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you. All right, one last one just because we're having fun. John Kasich. Well, he's the most mainstream. Maybe Bernie Sanders has more trouble against him, and he does. He only beats Kasich by 4 points. So he is beating every one of the Republicans head-to-head. The smallest lead is 4 points against Kasich. How about Hillary Clinton? I mean, she's, mainstream. Kasich's mainstream, so that's probably a good matchup. Wrong. Not a good matchup. Kasich beats her by 8 points. Beats her easily. You're not getting it. All of you in D.C., all of you pundits in New York, you're not getting it. In your bubble, Hillary Clinton is a smooth politician. You love smooth politicians. They've been winning for all your life. To be fair to you, you're old and you think, well, I mean, my whole life, these smooth talking point politicians always win. Bernie Sanders, that guy's a liberal. Liberals don't win. It's partly because we spit on their face every time they run and we tell everybody that they have no chance of winning. And we've been doing it here, but it's not working. Yes, it's a whole new world. We don't have to listen to your crap anymore. We don't believe you anymore. We don't believe your propaganda anymore. There's this thing called the internet. You should look it up. It has real information. And when people look up that real information, they go, I kind of like Bernie Sanders. And I'm not sure I like Hillary Clinton. Now, there's an amazing part to this propaganda. I'll get to it in just 1 second. Now, I do want to give the only downside in this entire poll about Bernie Sanders. They explain that he ties Clinton and Trump on having strong leadership qualities. and falls behind Clinton and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush on having the right kind of experience to be president. So that is his only downside. Now get a load of his upside, though. In the next sentence, they explain Sanders has the highest favorability rating of any candidate and the highest scores for honesty and integrity, for caring about voters' needs and problems, and for sharing voters' values. Now, all of those are enormously important, and that's why he's winning. Okay, now let's go to favorability and lack thereof. Okay, this is among all voters. Look at how popular Bernie Sanders is. 51% favorable, 36% unfavorable. For a politician that is sky high, he's the only one on the Republican or Democratic side that is in positive numbers. All the Republicans are in negative numbers. Well, how about Hillary Clinton? I hear she's electable. Let's look at her favorability. 37% favorable, 58% unfavorable. That is about 20 points deficit. She's got a 21-point deficit. He has a 15-point positive in terms of favorability. Are you kidding me? Look, I don't want you to quote me later. I don't want to brag about this later. Don't have her be the nominee. She is not electable. If you have her as the nominee, I am deathly afraid she's going to lose. People don't like her. Her unfavorables are sky high. She has no line of attack against the Republicans. She can't say, hey, you guys take all the donor money and do their bidding, because she does the same. And she is open to 1,000 attacks. And none of this even takes into account, oh my God, what if she gets indicted in the middle of the general election when it's too late to bring in Bernie Sanders or another Democrat? Yeah, okay, you say, oh no, I don't like the email scandal. Well, there's parts of the email scandal that are nonsense. There are parts of the email scandal where you go, wait a minute. What did you do for donors who gave to the Clinton Global Foundation, Global Initiative? Do you really want to find that out in the middle of a general election? You want to take that chance that we might have Ted Cruz as president? There is an electability issue in this race, but it is not even close. Don't trust me. You certainly don't trust the Hillary Clinton surrogates. Don't trust the pundits. Look at the numbers for yourselves. You have eyes. You have a mind. Make up your own mind. Okay, finally, what is amazing is the propaganda on television and all throughout the traditional media is so strong. When those same people are asked, who do you think is more electable? Despite the head-to-head matchups, 55% said Miss Clinton would have a good chance of defeating the Republican nominee in the fall general election, compared to 47% who said the same of Mr. Sanders. So even though they think, I'm going to vote for Sanders instead of Trump or Cruz or Rubio, I'm on Sanders' side, they turn around and go, I don't know, they tell me he's not electable, so I guess Hillary Clinton is more electable. No, you just told us that, and they don't know the poll results, but you guys, through the poll results, showed us that actually Bernie Sanders is more electable. But we've been so brainwashed by the media that even though we see it clear as day and we like Bernie Sanders more, independents, by the way, that's why he's crushing. Because independents go in droves to Bernie Sanders. Go, I don't want a guy who's taking Wall Street money, who's taking donor money and is beholden to them. That's why he's winning the middle, right? But then they turn around and go, I don't know, media tells me that he's not electable and she is. Okay, I guess I'll say Hillary Clinton's more electable. It is demonstrably false. There is one person clearly more electable in this race, and it's not even close. It's Bernie Sanders. If you're voting on that issue and you do not want Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Marco Rubio to be president, you should vote for Bernie Sanders. That's not me saying it. That is, in fact, according to the facts and numbers, the American people saying it.